Groceries went up, insurance went up, bills went up, gas went up. Everyday life feels like it went up. But for a lot of working professionals, the paycheck did not go up at the same pace. And if that's where you are right now, I want you to know something. You're not crazy. You're not the only one feeling it. And you should not shame yourself because your money does not feel like it's stretching the way it used to. But I do want to say this. If everything around you has changed, but your money plan has stayed the same, then something has to shift. So in this video, I want to give you the 3 money moves you need to make in 2026 if it feels like everything went up except your paycheck. Not so you can panic, not so you can move recklessly, but so that you can get clear, create breathing room, and start building options. Because your paycheck can be a part of the plan, but one paycheck should not be your whole plan. A lot of people are working hard right now, but they still feel behind. They're going to work, they're doing what they're supposed to do, they are getting paid, but the money is not stretching. And this is frustrating because sometimes people assume that if you have a job, everything should be fine. But that is not always true. You can have a job and still feel financially stretched. You can have income and still feel like you do not have margin. You can be responsible and still feel like your paycheck disappears too fast. You can make more than you used to make and still feel like life got expensive faster than your income increased. And that is why we have to stop pretending that the old paycheck plan is enough for a new financial reality. If your expenses have changed, your strategy has to change. If your responsibilities have changed, your strategy has to change. If the cost of living has changed, your strategy has to change. I'm sure many of you recognize this particular verse, Proverbs 27 and 23, and it says, be diligent to know the state of your flocks and attend to your herds. In today's language, that means that you need to know what is happening with what has been placed in your hands. You need to know the state of your money. You need to know the state of your paycheck. You need to know the state of your expenses. You also need to know the state of your options. So let's talk about 3 money moves. The first move is this: stop guessing and get clear. When everything feels expensive, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and to say, I don't know where the money is going. But that is the exact moment where you need visibility. You need to know what is actually happening, what is coming in, what is going out, what has increased, what is no longer serving you, what subscriptions are still hitting your account, what bills quietly went up, what habits are draining your paycheck. Now, this is an important question for some of you. What expenses are connected to convenience, stress, pressure, or lack of planning? And listen, this is not about shame. This is about stewardship. You cannot fix what you refuse to look at. You cannot build freedom from confusion. You cannot create breathing room if you do not know where the pressure is coming from. So the first move is not to panic. The first move is to get clear. Look at your numbers. Look at your patterns. Look at your spending. Look at what changed. Look at what needs to be adjusted because sometimes the paycheck problem is not only that you need more money. Sometimes the problem is that money needs a clearer assignment. And if this is already helping you to think differently about your paycheck, your money, your next move, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm building this space for working professionals who want practical, faith-led wisdom around money, career, business, and building options without moving recklessly. Now let's move on to money move number 2. The second money move is this: create margin before you add more pressure. When your paycheck is not keeping up, your first instinct may be to do more, work more, hustle more, take on more, start something fast, pick up anything that brings in money. And sometimes, yes, more income is needed. But if you do not create margin, you can end up adding more pressure without solving the real problem. Margin is breathing room. Margin is the space between what comes in and what goes out. Margin gives you room to think, room to save, room to plan, room to make better decisions, and room to build. Without margin, everything feels urgent. Without margin, every unexpected bill feels like an emergency. Without margin, even good opportunities can feel overwhelming. So ask yourself, where can I create a little breathing room this month? What can I pause? What can I reduce? What can I cancel? What needs to be renegotiated? What needs to be planned differently? What needs to stop getting automatic access to my paycheck? And I know sometimes it may feel like there is nothing left to cut, but That may be true for some people, but even then, clarity still matters because it helps you to know whether the issue is spending, debt, rising expenses, income, or lack of options. And that is important because you cannot solve the problem if you have not identified the real problem. And if this is hitting home for you, I want to invite you to take the next step. I created a free training called The 7 Biggest Mistakes Keeping You Trapped in the 9 to 5 Paycheck Cycle. It's a 22-minute training. And when you register for the free training, you will have the opportunity to grab the Freedom Clarity Kit. Right now, it's available for only $27, and it includes practical tools that will help you to get clearer on your freedom number, your personal assets, your readiness, and your next wise move. And as we prepare for upcoming freedom workshops, registering for the free training is the best way to get connected and to receive updates. The link will be in the description, or you can comment the word free and I'll point you to it. Now let's move on to move number 3. Move number 3 is this: start building one option beyond the paycheck. This does not mean you quit your job. This does not mean you start 10 things. This does not mean you jump into a business you do not understand. This means that you start thinking beyond one source. Because if everything went up except your paycheck, you cannot keep depending on only one paycheck to solve everything. You need options. And your first option may be simple. It may be using a skill you already have. It may be offering a service. It may be creating a small digital product. It may be learning how to package your knowledge. It may be helping someone solve a problem. It may be identify what people already ask you for help with. It may be building something slowly while you still have income coming in. And the key is to start with one skill, one problem, one audience, one offer, and one next step. You do not have to build an empire this week, but you do need to stop waiting until desperation forces you to move. The best time to build options is while you still have some stability. Your paycheck can help fund your next level. Your paycheck can help you prepare. Your paycheck can help you to build, but your paycheck should not be the only thing that you're depending on. So if everything went up except your paycheck, do not only ask, how do I survive this? Start asking, what options can I start building now? So let's recap the 3 money moves. Move number 1 is this: stop guessing and get clear. You need to know where your money is going and what has changed. Move number 2 is this: create margin before you add pressure. You need breathing room so that you can make wiser decisions. And move number 3 is this: start building one option beyond the paycheck. You don't have to quit your job, but you do need to start building options. And this is not about shame. It's about wisdom. It's about stewardship. This is about looking at what God has placed in your hands and asking, how can I use this wisely in the season I'm in? If this video has helped you, please register for my free training, The 7 Biggest Mistakes Keeping You Trapped in a 9 to 5 Paycheck Cycle. In that training, I'll walk you through the mistakes that keep working professionals stuck, overwhelmed, and overly dependent on one paycheck. And after you register for that training, you'll have the opportunity to grab the Freedom Clarity Kit for just $27. The kit will help you to start getting clearer on your freedom number, your personal assets, your readiness, and your next wise move. And as we prepare for upcoming freedom workshops, registering for the free training will help make sure that you are connected and able to receive those updates. The link will be in the description, or you can comment the word free and I'll point you to it. And make sure you subscribe to the channel for more faith-led, practical videos on paycheck freedom, money, career, business, and building options without moving recklessly. Also, if there's something specific that you're struggling with when it comes to your paycheck, your money, building options, or figuring out your next move, put it in the comments. I read the comments, and your question may help shape a future video. Everything may have gone up except your paycheck, but with clarity, margin, and options, you can start making wiser moves. Your paycheck can be a part of your plan, but your paycheck should not be your whole plan. All right, guys, my name is Shakita Robertson. I hope this video has been a blessing to someone. And until next time, you all be blessed.